Hello, good evening. It's Erica here from HU Papergraphs. It is Case the Catty tonight, and I've got a fun, cute, sweet, very colorful little project for you tonight. I am using the Full of Life bundle out of our 2024 annual catalog. This is what the catalog looks like. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, I'd be very happy to help you. My name is Erica, and I have been a demonstrator going on 11 years this year. And I've loved every minute of it, as you hear me say very often. So tonight we're going to be making a card, and Case the Catty is all about taking a project out of the annual catalog and then reproducing it. I give measurements if that's necessary in the project. Typically we're doing A2 cards, but I will give you the measurements for that. And I talk about the products, show them to you, and then I demo and make the card. So you can make the card on your own. Some of the cards are based on a bit of a layout, so that you can then take that layout and you can use other products and create cards with it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you to my desktop here. Let me just add my other camera here. Okay. So let's add this, and then I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to do a solo layout so that this is all that you see here. I'm going to come down a little bit more, and then I'm going to zoom in. Okay. So this is the catalog here. Let me just turn on, excuse me. Let me turn on additional light here. Okay. So this is Full of Life. And I was so attracted to these papers. Kind of reminds me of the early 70s hippie days and all the different tie-dyed and all the different colors that we used. And so I was really attracted to this paper, and they pulled this paper together based on the 5 new in colors that we got. Every time we get an annual catalog, we get 5 new colors. So we have this beautiful green called Shy Shamrock. Then we have Peach Pie. Then we have Summer Splash. And we have Petunia Pop. And then we have Pretty in Pink. And when they come out with these 5 new in colors, they will design the whole new catalog incorporating these 5 new colors along with the regular family of colors. And the 5 new in colors, of course, come with cardstock you can purchase. They come with Stampin' Blends. They come with watercolor markers, ink refills, designer series paper. And so you can purchase enough materials to start crafting with those 5 new in colors. So this paper has those colors in there. All right, so we have this Friends for Life stamp set. I really like this because I send a lot of birthday cards. And I liked it also because of the dies, because the dies give you the ability to create this beautiful heart. And then you've got some leaves. And then you've got the word friend. And there is a thin die that cuts out the word. And then there's a wider die that actually creates a shadow behind it. So I'm going to show you how those work. Then you have this little, I call it like a paintbrush stroke. And what you can do with that is stamp a greeting on it. So I did cut that out to show you what it looks like. See, it's got some detail on the end. So you could stamp a greeting on there. And you could also cut this out of multiple colors and put them, down your first layer and make sort of like a rainbow of colors on there. Okay, this is what the die looks like for the friend word. So this is the shadow die, and then you can glue the other thinner die on top. And so see how it creates this shadow. So I did one in black and white to show you, and then I did one in the reverse colors here. Okay, so that's kind of a fun. You can mix up any colors that you want. And don't forget, you could also do it with gold and silver foil, which would be beautiful. Okay, so excuse me, another thing that you get with this suite of products are some really fun little embellishments. They've kind of got a bit of a star on there. So these would also be great for Christmas time. So if you wanted to get a few packages of that for your Christmas greeting cards, would be beautiful. They look like little snowflakes. And then, of course, there's the pack of paper. So the paper is a 6x6 paper pack. And there's patterns on one side. And there's 4 sheets of each, double-sided. So on one side will be like a specific pattern. And then on the other side is kind of like just watercolored patterns on it. So here you've got little paint splotches. And then on the back, you've got more watercoloring on the back. So they're just stunning. Look at that. And then check this one out. This one looks like a starburst. There's so many things you can do with starburst pattern. And then look at that on the back. That's kind of like a watercolored mixture. And then I love this one because of the 2 different greens in there. And then just check that out. So with these dies in mind, you could use any of these patterns and cut out the word friend overlapping the colors, or you could do it right along here and get the 2 shades of green. So lots of things that you can do. I love these checkers or little squares. And then some more, and here's some more splotches. So the colors, and here's more starburst in different colors. It's kind of like the color wheel. And then I love these polka dots. And here's another pattern. Whoops. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love that one. And then another starburst. So you've got quite a few repetitive patterns, but they've mixed them up with different colors. So you can get a lot of fun. Look at that. That's so fun. You just could do this all night. Look how pretty that is. And you could fan it the other way. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Love that. Okay. So for tonight's project, this is the card that I want to recreate because it uses a technique using our craft ink. This is the only ink pad that is not a dye-based pad. Our dye-based pads are water-based, so they don't stain. So if you get it on your skin or your clothes, it doesn't really stain. But this one is what was called a pigment ink. So this is different, a different formula. And they've made it that way so that you could use this ink pad and then apply any of your embossing powders, because pigment inks stay wet for a lot longer. And the white is also great for a shadowing technique on colored cardstock. And we're going to do that technique tonight. And then I brought out, excuse me, I brought out pumpkin pie ink pad for the greeting tonight. Okay. All right. So this card, we're going to create a pattern in the background using a card base that is berry burst. So this is a half sheet of cardstock. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. And then to create an A2 size card, you score it down the middle at 4.25. Okay, so we're going to be stamping right on top of this piece to create this background here. Okay. Now, I went ahead and did my die cutting ahead of time, but I want to point something out to you that I didn't notice in the beginning. When I die cut this word friend here and the black one, I wasn't paying attention and I ended up losing the dot on top of the eye. But never fear, I often will replace that little dot that's cardstock and I will use a pearl or a rhinestone or something instead, just to emphasize the eye with the dot on the top. But I just want to point out now, when I did the orange one, I did notice the dot, it didn't really come out of the cardstock. Can you see the dot in there? So you do get a dot that you could take out and then glue if you don't like the rhinestone idea. Okay, I just want to point that out to you to keep your eye on it so that you don't lose it. Okay, I see some people have joined. Carol, hi Carol. How is it out there in Souk? And Shai is there, my Australian son. He always calls me Mum. He's a good friend of my daughter's. When she went to Australia for a work visit, she met Shai and they have become fantastic friends. I'm good. I hope you are well as well. Okay, so let's get going with our project. So I wanted to show that to you about the dies. So let's make our card now. So I'll just put this aside so I can keep my eye on it. Now, I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper. And I am going to put my Berry Burst card stock on here. I'm going to open up my ink pad. And I've already taken out the stamp here. I didn't pay too much attention to the Friends for Life for you guys, but there's some really fun combinations of lettering here. So we've got typically we've got best friend, okay? And this is one that cuts out. So we've got so excited for you, friend. Thank you, friend. Thank you for being a friend. Love you, friend. Miss you, friend. Happy birthday, friend. Happy birthday, best friend. And then we've got a thinking of you and wishes. We've got best wishes, thinking of you, friend. So you can make any combination of greetings with this set, which is fun. You've got some really sweet little hearts because we've got a die cut heart to play with. And it's a photopolymer stamp set. So I love photopolymer because it's easy to see where you're stamping. And then you've also got, to match that other die I showed you earlier. Let's see if I can pick that up here. I've cut down all my nails to give them a break. And now I can't pick anything up. There we go. So you have this long piece I showed you earlier as a die cut that you could stamp a greeting on, but you can also stamp this and create a bit of a background pattern on your cardstock. And I just got ink all over the back of that ink pad. So let me take a minute and clean that off. Okay. So I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to, now when you first stamp this, it's going to be quite dark. And then as it dries, now one thing also to be careful of, this will smudge. Our dye-based inks do not smudge, but this one will smudge because it's wet. So you want to be careful of that. You're going to have to let it dry a little bit. And that's why this ink becomes a great medium for embossing with the powders, because it stays wet a lot longer, and the powder, and it's a sticky ink as well, so the powder will stick to that. But you just want to make sure that you do not smudge this. So I'm just rotating my stamp just to randomize the pattern. And when you're creating a background like this, you do want to stamp off the paper. So off the sides of the card, you want to stamp. So this would be a really pretty pattern if you changed inks too. On white, imagine using a bunch of colors on white would be really pretty. Okay, so there is my pattern. Now, to clean this, I mean, if you're going to be doing more stamping, when you use your little foam cleaning pad, you don't want to transfer this pigment ink onto your other stamps. So I would keep this set aside and I would just clean this under my kitchen sink with a little bit of, I actually use soap and I clean it off. It's hard to clean it off on here and then you're contaminating your pad. So I'd be careful about cleaning that. But I don't think we're going to use it again, so I'm not worried. So I'm going to cover this up. Now, when you purchase this pad, it comes uninked. So when you order this, it's uninked. It's not called Whisper White anymore as well. I think it's just called white. It's a pig, and it says right on here that it's pigment ink. So it will come uninked and it will come with a re-inker. And so you have to ink it up. I think they do that because these ink pads can have a tendency maybe to bleed. So they don't want to send it in the mail inked, pre-inked. So you have to ink it up yourself. Okay. Now we've got our card base. I'm just going to set that aside to dry. Now you could use your heat tool on there to speed up your drawing. Now I want to show you this. I've already die cut this. So this die is two pieces. There's an outline heart, which you can cut out. I should have done a sample of that, but I didn't. I don't see an example even here of just the heart cut out. Oh, here it is right here. See, here's the heart. It's cut out here and then they're sponging around it. So that's the heart cut out there. So you can, again, cut that out of any color cardstock you want. In this case, they're just showing you using the blends. But when you combine it with this heart, you're going to get this filigree thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take my, take it apart. And what you get is, be careful because I don't know why they did this, but this heart here is connected. Okay, you see it's connected right here. So for this project, we need to snip that off. And we are just using this part of the heart. So I'm just going to give this a little snip at the bottom here. Okay, and then let's take out all of the bits. Now, I purposely cut this out in the middle of a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white so that I can use this on another card. Okay, so I often do that when I need a die cut out. I often will do it in the middle of a panel so that I can make another card out of that. All right. So now I'm just going to pop out all of these pieces here. And I need my pokey tool here. I call it a pokey tool still. It's from the old days when we had another tool. Okay, so there is that heart. All right. Let's just get rid of those. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this heart and I am going to pick a paper to put behind it as a background. So I think I want to use, I think I'll, let's see, I want to use that piece here. I'm going to pick a watercolor pattern. Ooh, I kind of like this one. Isn't it awful? When I get papers like this, I just don't want to cut into it. But we all know that we have way too much paper and we just need to let that go. Okay, so I am going to cut this out. I hope I'm doing this right. I want this to go on top of this piece, you see? I think I'm going to be just using the center. Let's see. I don't want the outline. It's the center of the heart that I want. Okay, so let's cut this out. So what you get are two pieces. So see how, again, this heart is attached to this. I really don't know why they have done that. I guess I should watch a couple of more videos just to see if anybody figured that one out. But you also get, and we're not using this bit, but look what you get. You get this frame. We've only got two little holes in this die. Oh, and it's also, oh, look at that. I forgot to take out the white. When I cut it out of white, I forgot to take it out. But you end up with this kind of a frame here. That would be hard to glue down. I'm not sure how I would use that, but there you go. They're kind of cute layered. But I just want to use this. All right, so I think this is probably dry by now. So I'm going to be putting this heart on here. And then I'm going to be layering this right on top. Now, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I picked the wrong pattern. It's not showing up very well on this dark background. So, hi, Carol. Are you home? Carol was in Western Washington this last few days. And Shy, is that your big news? Shy, you're moving to Tassie? Let's see, I'm trying to just, oh, that's better. I think I like this one better. I'm not sure which one they use in the catalog. If I'm casing it, I'm not sure I can pick out. Oh, it could be this one. Pink with some orange in it. I think it's this one. So I'm going to cut that out again. Now, the cut edge is not all the way around. I don't think this will cut this out without this on top of it. I don't think. So so I just layer the two together. I apologize. I needed to play with this a little bit more. Let me just stick that on and die cut that. Okay, let's see what we get. I think this is going to be better. Actually, now that I see that, no. Yeah, see, you needed those two pieces to cut that out. So we see this piece now, because we cut it out of the paper. I must have another one somewhere too. You can create a different pattern. Okay, I did that wrong, you guys. Learn from my mistakes. Yeah, I didn't do that right. I don't need that. I don't need the pattern. I just need the outline. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's do that one more time here, you guys. Because I'm putting the white over the cards. Yeah, I did that wrong. I have lots of extra pieces for another card. Maybe one or two cards by the looks of it. These pieces usually go into this little bowl that I have on my desk for discarded pieces. When I cut something perhaps and I don't really think it fits with my project, I stick it in this little jar or a little bowl. It's a little bowl, and then I'll pull those out to use on other cards. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. See, that shows up better. And then the white's going to go on top like that. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on. Now, luckily, there are some wide spots in here. So I'm just going to use my fine tip glue. Now, I really love this glue. This is Art Glitter Glue. I mean, I love Tombow, but I've been having problems with the glues clogging lately. I don't know if it has to do with summer. Makes no sense to me, temperature control, but they've been clogging terribly every time I go to use it. And this one never seems to clog. So I'm going to use this tonight, and it's got a super, super fine tip on it. Let's just pull out my silicone mat so that, and remember to look at the right and the wrong side of your die. So you put the glue on the glue goes on the wrong side. And I'm just putting, see how tiny the dots I can create on here? I don't have to even squeeze the bottle. Those dots are just coming out. I love this container. Now, this Art Glitter Glue, however, though, you have to be careful with it. It dries really fast, so it doesn't give you time to move stuff around like the Tombow does. That's the one disadvantage. So if you don't get it on right, you're going to have issues. I'll try and pick that up really quick. See, it's already drying. So Tombow is really good at enabling you to move something into position before it dries. That dries really quickly. Okay, so we've created this beautiful heart. Okay, now, because of my mistake, look at this. Isn't that pretty to use on another card? And then I've got these outlined hearts that I can try and use on another card. I've got this one I can use on another card. So I've got some little bits that I can play with later. And I don't know, look at the shape of these that came out of that heart. I love these. They're like little leaves. So if you wanted a bunch of little leaves to glue on a card, you could use this to cut out little leaves. Look how cute those are. They're really cute. You might even be able to build, if you've got patience, you can build up a flower. Okay, so what I have now is I have the friend that's going to go across something like that. And then we want a greeting that says, miss you. So I've got a stamp here that says, miss you, friend. Okay, that's thank you. This is miss you. So let's get an acrylic block for that. And we're going to stamp that in pumpkin pie to match the friend word. Now, they've just done it and flagged an edge, but you know what? I'm going to use this die instead. They just used a strip of paper. Like, you know, I end up with a whole bunch of strips like this from cutting down my layers. So they used one of these and then they flagged one of the ends, but I think why not? Let's see if this is wide enough for the miss you stamp. I'm hoping it is. I've got to get my head right over it. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? See, I've got miss you with that jagged little edge, and then I'm just going to snip this like that. Okay, and I'm going to put this on dimensionals. Oh, I meant to get out some more mini dimensionals. I don't think I have any. I have some black ones here. I'll have to use black. I've got to get some more. Okay, that's ready. Let's cover up my ink pad. Okay, now let's bring in our card. So what we want to do is we're going to glue this on. And then we're going to glue this friend on here. So I'm just touching the glue just flows out. So you do have to be careful when you lay it on your desk. If you don't put the pin back in, you will end up with some glue on your desk. So, but because it just comes out, you just have to dab it. See, so I'm going to put my pin back in there. Okay, so I'm going to use my tweezers. We're going to glue this on here like this. And I'm going to move it. I'm going to put a little gemstone over the eye there. So I'm going to move it over a little bit more. And I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper again and just put it on top just to glue it down. Oh my gosh, that's exciting news for Shy. They bought a house in Tassie is Tasmania, for those of you who aren't familiar with Australia, but that's Tasmania. He's moving. Okay, so I'm going to put Miss You now. I'm going to put this above it, but I want to leave room for, I think, let's see, let's use one of these because they coordinate with the set. So I'm going to just use my take your pick tool and push that little gemstone off and stick it right there. Okay, so that's the card for tonight. Got my card stuck on some glue there. Okay. Excuse me. Why on camera do I cough and sneeze sometimes? Bad timing. Okay, let me just take off this little bit of glue here with my glue eraser. I should wait for that to dry a bit more. Okay, so there's your card for tonight. But isn't this ink cool because it's kind of turned it like pinky? So, not sure if you've purchased this Friends for Life suite of products, but I'm very happy with my first card. Now, there is a really cool project in here. You can do these little note cards, make them a note card size. And it's almost like a tag for a gift bag, best wishes for birthdays. This is a sample of the sun rays pattern. And then just put some die cut leaves on there. That's really a cool design. Here's another cool one where they've actually stamped again on that paint swatch. And they kind of created a tag here and put a bit of ribbon on. That's cute too. And then look, you can make this framed project. Or I might turn this into a card because I just love that design. Very cute. I'm very happy. And then here they're showing you that you can die cut the word from pattern paper. You don't have to always do it with a plain color. So a few ideas there for you to play with. And then I'm sure if you go on Pinterest, you'll find lots of other samples already because the catalog's been out for a while. Oh, I forgot to show you. There's also a ribbon. I think I purchased the ribbon. I have it somewhere. Where did I put that ribbon? Yeah, here it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful ribbon. I'm going to open it for you to show you. It's an iridescent striped ribbon. Look at this. See, I haven't even used it yet. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up. Can you see? There you go. See, it's shiny and it's got stripes in it. Oh, and it's very soft. I think it might make a really pretty bow. didn't quite get that loop, but I'm sure it'll make a pretty bow. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that card and that presentation of products. And I have decided to take the month of August off. We are going to be doing a bit of traveling in August. And so I'm not going to be doing Mojo Mondays or Case the Catty. I'm going to take the month off. And so I will be back in September. So I hope the rest of you enjoy your summer and make some wonderful card creations. And I will see you again soon. But we've still got, let me just pull up my calendar here just to see how many more Mondays. And yeah, so I'll be back Monday. Oh, I've got 2 Mondays, the 22nd and the 29th. And I've got one Thursday. And also next week on the 23rd, on Tuesday, I'm going to do my paper pumpkin. I got my paper pumpkin actually yesterday. So I'll be able to do that next Tuesday night. No, the last Tuesday of the month. No, next Tuesday night. Yeah, the 23rd. I'll do paper pumpkin. So hopefully you'll grab your kit and join me and we'll make the cards. And thank you so much for watching. And have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.